let me see. Alright, let me set up. Okay, let's see. Or afternoon. Okay. Is everything good? Okay, we're good. So I think we have some news at 101. Let's see that run out. Yeah, I'm seeing everything's set up fine. Okay. Okay. Does it work? Just gonna mark these levels in liquidity first. We have one more down here and YM. Just gonna keep that in mind. And then I have weekly levels I'm looking at here. So C wick consequent encroachment on the weekly. And then we're still playing out this daily here. We're inside this FEG that we close above, but we're within that breaker. NQ is a little more, ES is a little more dicey, but this setup still could work depending on how we close the day. But the moment you get a day close above 17.027, which we were approaching earlier, everything still looked pretty bullish here since ever since we swept this sell side here, which is on the 15 minute. You can see all the back here, and we made a 5 minute breaker, which left a breakaway gap. Want to see where that heads to now, and then we'll also see if there's any targets up ahead. But this is the main thing I'm kind of looking at, like 926. If we want to continue up, I'll delete some of this part from yesterday. Mark the same thing for ES. They're both pretty even today. I think, let me see. NQ might have the edge in bullishness, so if we're looking for longs, NQ might be the favorite there. Look at this 5-minute for entry so far. But we can look for a closer 1-minute time frame entry as well. I'm not sure if we do come back here, it'll be like a 5-minute retracement down here for more upside, but then we'll also create a 1-minute bearish breaker there. So we'll see which one fails if we have two to play in mind. Let me check the 5. If there's any structure here. Kind of have lower highs there. Let's take a 5 on an NQ. Not much to play here other than definitely I'll mark this again. This was a good 5-minute that I posted in chat for the morning session. Was it this 5-minute? Oh no, it was on NQ. This is on ES, didn't get there. I believe it was on Q. Let me find it. Is that here? Yep. So this is how I'm gonna kind of mark things here. And I'll also use this 5-minute FVG since it kind of filled pretty nicely as a target back up there. But yeah, NQ is definitely clean for the most part today too. And it's not sloppy like yesterday. But yeah, no entry for us. We're still watching. We're waiting. It's still early. This like 1 o'clock just started. So the breaker's still alive here. So rejected with it. On the 5-minute, nothing to see after that. We're just waiting to let it play out. It's kind of doing like 2 5-minute breakers right now. But nice stop punt going here. Very well done. Change this visibility to only see in 5-minute. We're approaching the -2.5 standard deviation. I'll draw the same thing actually on ES as well. See where we go from there. You can draw it multiple ways here. I think the best one right now will be on the lower time frame. I'll look at the 1 minute. It'll be that. But if it's 5-minute, I'll probably go all the way up here. So if I was looking at the 5-minute like I did previously, this is how I'll draw that. It just depends what time frame you're looking at. I would argue the 5-minute is the better one just because the breaker's on the 5-minute. But I'll move this aside a little bit. Very similar to NQ. I could draw the other one like this. And we're just barely tapping the -1 so far. Projection target, which is our main target. We still have lots to go. But if I'm looking at the 1 minute, I'm probably going to use this for entry. It depends what execution I want to get today. I'm reading chat now. I posted in chat. I'll likely be doing more afternoon sessions, streams for YouTube free. Give like for more. If you want to give a like, we can keep on running it. What's good said, don't worry about missing the next top step form for the reset. I got you. Okay, yeah, let's go. If anyone got the new way they're doing the top step right now is like you just sit through the streams, which kind of runs to like 9 to 4, market open to close, and they really want you to sit there and hit like make sure you're watching. It's to submit 3 forms within 5 minutes each time. So if you miss it somehow, you were eating lunch, you won't even get it. But we have plenty of time starting today. We're gonna run this to 3:15, so we have 2 hours. There's no entry yet. This kind of looks like a buy model from what appears to be. So we definitely have a way up from here. Yeah, I would agree with Ross. He's saying like I would also be happy to sit there if there were better traders. I feel like they're too old and like, and the way that they trade is not like really helpful for us. Well, it's like the way that they trade is too old. I think it's out of date, and I don't know. Like I think every time they trade, they always like mention like, "Oh, I'm in this long," and it's already like moving too. It's like I was watching that one time, and it's like I don't know. It really didn't like they weren't really live trading real time with the charts out. They're just like kind of mentioning it like a little pit room. So it wasn't something like that crazy. What I want to do is get another trader on, kind of like sharing the screen too when I'm on live, especially on the YouTube, because I'm kind of looking for like 1 or 2 trades, mostly just 1 trade every stream. And it's 2 hours, and I would like to have someone else. So if there's other people that are good on Twitter or who you know, maybe I can reach out to them and invite them on board, and we can make this more like, in a way, like a Top Step TV, but like since I do like kind of daily, we can do that like every now. It'll be like it could be Monday, Wednesday, Friday afternoon session. That's what I'm trying to think. And like the YouTube live stream is kind of still relatively new for me because we just started really. I just blew 3 eval cactus yesterday. What is cactus? Stock TV. Oh, accounts. Well, good thing is evals. Evals are like, you shouldn't be sweating evals too much, unless they're expensive. Like the only thing I'll be sweating if it was like if it was my Funded Futures evals. Those are expensive. I don't know if my volume's too high because it looks like my OBS saying my mic is too high. I lowered it down like 10%. Let me know if it's, maybe we can find a good setting for it, because I'm trying to adjust it to a decent setting where the music's not too loud, it's in the background, and I'm not in the face either. I'm surprised the live chat is so like instantaneous, because I kind of say it and then like 2 seconds later someone was responding. So like I'm glad that the stream is like not laggy. Yeah, this looks like a buy model right now. How do they do the curve? They always do the buy model curve. I'll start drawing it like how people do it. Is it projections? No. How do they do the curves? To show sell curve, buy curve, so we can kind of like see what I'm looking at. I think anything visual when I'm streaming, so I don't have to reiterate, is gonna be pretty beneficial in the long run. Is it arc? That looks kind of ugly though. Is it like that? There's one called curve. While we're waiting, I'm just gonna kind of make it pretty for... Oh, okay, cool. How do I do it? Like, what color do they do it? Red. Let's do red for cell curve, maybe. Can I put text on it? No, I can't. Interesting. I thought you could put text on it. I mean, is that even good of a... I don't know. We'll try to use it just so like people can see it more. Let's do green, maybe. Since I'm kind of like showing I'm looking for longs right now. It's in a section. I don't see no text. I can do arrows at least. There we go. Let's do some arrows. Yeah, we're still waiting for setup. I know what I want to get the entry on, but we want to really wait for it to come to us. But this looks like a very clear buy model, especially after I was like showing in my Discord of this sell side being taken up, the importance of it. We're hitting the -2.5, and I think we're also going to be approaching the 5-minute breaker too. But if we can cross that, we likely just kind of run back up here, either tonight or next week. All right, let's hunt for something though. Not much to really play here. Back into the 5-minute, hitting the -2.5 standard deviation. Still going. Still hunting for a trade. Still very early in the day. We're waiting. gonna make some annotation here. Kind of just tapping on every order block. I'll see if it fails, if one of them fails or not. But it is bounced on every one of them. It looks better on ES, looks like. I'm gonna just mark it ES then and ignore it on Q. But definitely this soup entry here, 1230, was very good. It didn't do the same thing on ES. It did more of a SMT there. Every order block's holding so far. Not too much good risk reward if we're just kind of building up every time, especially after we do every single one of them. The first go would have been decent. But it looks like we're also trying to distribute upward after we do a manipulation here. So I'm very biased to play upside moves from here. We're just waiting. This is like kind of boring so far with PM session. But it does be like that. And that's why AM is more exciting, and PM is more kind of like hit or miss. Sometimes is good, sometimes is pretty iffy. But right now, I think we have objective. It is upwards. If anyone want to post or review their trades, like tell me what trade they took so far a day. We can go over that in the meantime, if it's especially if it's kind of something that we like to trade. But it's just not something. I'm waiting for something to happen here. That's what I hate. Like every time we start, like let's say we start morning session at 10, there's a lot of good setups before 10, like around 9:30, 9:40, 9:50, even like at 8:30, 8:40. It's kind of similar here. Like we start stream at 1, right? Or it's like 1:05, and there's like we already gapped up a little bit. I can't just take any trades there. So I'm like on my computer at 1 so far. The last 20 minutes, there's nothing I can really play. I can only commentate and annotate on the chart with everything we see, but not much to really do right now. But the only thing, yeah, like especially if it's grinding up in a buy model, we could take a lower or a tight sell if there's a breaker setup. But that's basically it. I took a trade from the 10 a.m. favorite. I got short. Let me take a look at that. But I want to make this stream kind of more educational, so like, we can review trades in the meantime. Like especially since the way that I trade, we anticipate, we plan it out, and then we execute. This here you're looking at. He's looking at a 1 minute FEG here. Let me see. I mean, it's a 3 jive. If you see that on the 1 minute, it's not that bad. But it kind of creates a breaker here, especially after the third fail, but no retrace. And if you saw on the 5 minute here, we kind of created that breaker there too. After close under, that's a pretty decent sell. If you take the retrace back up, let's say you look at the middle of it, it's still pretty tight stop, and you have a good target. The target's probably 902 at the bare minimum. Took 958 inverse fair value gap after internal sweep of liquidity. 958. Let's see. Oh, this is pretty good inverse here. Did you take it? How do you play this inverse here? It's kind of similar to the 10 a.m. here, FAG, but since you're doing the inverse here, are you taking it on the close down? Like the moment, are you taking this entry here with the stop above, like 941 with a stop above here? So I'm assuming like a little bit higher, or did you wait for the retrace inside? Because it's a pretty decent inverse, just because that's the inverse that takes liquidity or takes a high, which is the internal at that point. I took it once it retraced inside. Okay, that's basically the same entry Anas took then, 10 a.m. short. Maybe we gotta try the 30-second chart to make things more fun, because the 1 minute is just too slow right now. We're just grinding up. It's a buy model though, but the hard thing, like if I was on here, even though it's lunch hour, but like let's say this was trading PM session instead, I'll probably look for longs here, and after we get the breaker, I'll maybe even look for entry there already, especially after we got a strong close above. But after I started live here already, we're way too up for me to like consider just long out of nowhere, like lining long in a simple order block. That's the downside of trying to trade like kind of like 2 hours. That's it. Any other entries we can review? Even bad entries or entries that hit your stop, we can talk about that. The only thing, I shared a lot of 30-second entries here that worked very well for a good risk reward. But like after that, 12 o'clock happened, 12 here, and then I got off, and this is where we did a nice manipulation and close above, and that was where we ripped up. I was hoping we consolidate more, and then PM we rip. But we do things lunch, especially with CPI being the news driver and moving markets. We have equal highs here too. We're gonna watch that. It's on the 1 minute, but I would probably lean towards buy side more. But equal high is a good equal high. I don't know. Like I think something I want to see happen, maybe just like a clean sweep, and then like kind of retrace back down to like a premium, and then like really go at it. This is kind of like an estimation, but like these models usually actually happen. It might not happen exactly where I put it, but like it'd be a very generalized way of viewing things. Because the way I'm doing it is kind of like you see like a bullish breaker or bearish breaker form here, retrace back down. If we're executing the 1 minute, it's a bearish breaker going to the downside to hit a target. But if you're looking at the 5 minute, it's a simple retrace for upside. So the narrative's up right now, and I'm open to take any entry that's short right now on the 1 minute, depending on the risk. It got to be decent risk or tight risk. I mean, because my narrative is up right now until we start violating a lot of things. So ideally, I want to maybe see this get equal high get taken as well, and then we'll also be rejecting on a 5 minute FEG and breaker. So it'll be a double tap in here, retrace back down, and then I think the next tap we run through it. We'll see what it wants to do first. You can kind of see a 1 minute breaker could form if we get closed under here, but we have an order block here as well. It looks like ES did not take that high, so we made an SMT so far. So it's a good thing. If we're looking at shorts, look at it on ES. If we're looking at longs, look at NQ. That's the best way to play it, to have the edge. And you can flip it if we actually do a reversal. But, I mean, we have everything situated. We're just waiting. What do you guys think about trading? Thoughts on trading PM session on YouTube? Because if anything, I'll probably host on Discord for AM session. I think that's the route, because there's also a lot of people streaming in the morning session. So I don't want to really compete with that either. It might be better just because PM session is like a new... there's not that many streamers that trade PM. I'm open to it. Just because like there was like a few months where I only trade PM, which is very, very nice at that time. But now I think AM is definitely better. Prefer Discord? Yeah, Discord. I think that's like the new like. I'm likely gonna do Discord more. It'll be more for the private, but I'm gonna open it for um, everyone some days. Um, just to be fair, but I do plan on live streaming more frequently. That's the main goal. Looks like we're. I want to see if we can get this high here, so I'll extend it like that. Get that equal high, and if we reject from the breaker, I would look to take a tight sell entry. Could be like 10-point stop, 8-point stop, something like that. I would not be against that. But I'm more asking thoughts on YouTube streaming for PM session. PM is more difficult though because it could go some people are done or some people don't like trading PM. That might be the route I'm going though. So if you're watching, if you're trying to watch my YouTube stream, I think that's more what I'm going for. Still slow here. Like, I can't even go on the 30-second just because we're going one way and upwards till then. We're likely gonna get a pop here. There's a pop. Still looking for this equal high to be taken. I'm gonna mark the 130. Usually, like when I trade PM session, I like to see where the 130 is. For here, it's gonna be here. Just so it's a kind of like a 930 pivot to me, but for the PM session, it's the 130. And the way I'll play that is if I'm looking for longs, which I am kind of looking for a push down here. So it could be a very simple, like move down to take out these equal lows and then right back up. If I'm kind of playing like that way. Broke the 900 so far. A few points away from equal highs. Look at 5 minute. Not much to look at 5 minute except the FEG there. Let's look at 15 minute. Still the same gap. Hourly. Hourly is more interesting because we're gonna be looking to tap this order block now. Fill this 1 hour. And if we get close above this hourly here, that's something I'll look at. So I'll pay attention to that. If we get close above 900, we might actually get some power moves up. Let's go back to 1. Yeah, definitely ES is still lagging behind compared to NQ. Here we go. Take it out this high. Slow but intriguing. Not much intriguing about this except like we accepted that this was like a pretty nice we're kind of accumulating downwards, we have the manipulation and we're distributing, which is kind of sell model to a buy model. The lunch hour gave the manipulation move already, and we're just approaching the first criteria here. The AM session is better. You know, I'm not saying I'm not gonna trade AM. I'm still gonna trade AM, but it's gonna be an additional stream on PM. I'm asking to see who would be up for it. And it'll be a see some days. I'm probably gonna trade Monday to Friday AM session like 10 to 12 always, and then like it could be like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, like 2 or 3 times a week on for PM where I'll do another stream. So it'll be like a double stream essentially. We'll do 10 to 12, and then we'll take a break, and then 1:15 we'll hop on. I really want to see this equal high get taken first because we're only 2 points away from it before me trying to look for a sell entry to take out this low here, which is nice, like 20-30 points though. Always up for a live stream. I mean, there's definitely a lot of live streamers out there. I do watch a lot of different live streams, but there's quite a handful that I feel like doesn't provide the right value, which is like kind of teaching you the trade and walking you through it and like stuff like that. But it's been better though. It's definitely been better. It was worse. When is this Top Step TV doing their thing? Let me take a look real quick. It's still not doing anything. There's 3,200 viewers or live viewers right now, but they're basically forcing you to sit on it. It's fun. Okay, I think we should take out this high now. This definitely looks like it. This high should be taken here. letting it come. I'm waiting. They're talking about trading books. Just letting it play out. I'm not doing anything yet. Another failed attempt to look like, but I feel like we should run this high though. Before coming lower for retracement, but it's kind of struggling here, isn't it? Just messing around. Not doing anything. No trades unfunded yet. Every retrace has been built up. Just waiting. This doesn't look bad though. Like, if I'm looking for have equal lows, maybe a pop up of 905. Should see a pop here. $905. See if we got 905. Come on. Just push it. This took the longest time. Like I was just doing this on like one of my funded just to log a trade. It was 1 minute, so it was like I made $100 I think. Just to log my day of, oh wow, now it pops. I don't know if you can hear like the order fill, but it's pretty loud. I still haven't found a way to turn that off. But it was just kind of, I thought it was just kind of funny. Just need to log a day so I can get payouts. But there's no good setups yet, so we're still waiting. Oh, you didn't hear it? I think there's many times where like I trade live and we execute it and there's a breaker entry, and then someone's like, I heard order fill. I'm like, oh, that must be coming from my headphones. It's really loud, but I still haven't found a way to like turn that off yet. Someone just DM me said you can definitely hear it. You can't turn it down. You can only turn it off. I see. I see. You can turn it off. Maybe I'll just turn it off. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because I do like it in sometimes. Maybe I'll turn it off for certain things. Where does it say it? I don't even see it actually. Do I just exit out? You can turn it off in FF in NinjaTrader setting. So yeah, some people can hear it. Other people can't hear it. Well, that's what I was doing. I was just trying to get some longs in so I don't forget about logging a day. It's under general. Let me see. But it was a very, very tight stop on that one. I think it was like 6 points under general. Just exit. Okay, I'll just exit all of it. Maybe that's better. I hope that don't hurt me, because sometimes it's a nice thing to have, to hear it. But I think since my headphones just way too close to my mic, it's not even that nice to have. Took out buy side for both. Looks like ES caught up on that move up. I'm just testing it on sim there. Looks like it's still working. I'll turn it off completely then. We might close above the 5 minute, and I think we're about to close above the hourly too. So I'll mark the hourly. And we're about to close above it. It looks really messy now. I won't let it be visible on the 1 minute then. I do think we get retraced back down first before going higher. We hit the -4 standard deviation on there. Approaching on NQ. So the reason why I have 2 standard deviation is because it depends how you're looking at it. If you're looking at the 5 minute, I would use the left side. If you're looking at the 1 minute, I would just look at this. But it coincides for the most part. I still don't have it set up yet. We're nearly an hour in though. But since the hour we came in, it's just been grinding up slowly. And when that happens, there's no volume, there's no nothing you can really play. Let's see if we get the -4 here. I guess got some water. We're just waiting. can't really do much here, huh? We hit the -2 the 2.5 standard deviation ES at least. That's what I was watching as a main target. On the buy side curve. It's just very, very difficult to get entries. I was very, like, I think I was willing to take, like, an entry here. Like, if we break here before taking the equal highs, that would have been decent enough, even though it's not, like, a good OT entry in the long run. I've been very happy with that. I said 4 standard deviation at 956. I have that too. And you're looking at 3 standard deviation hit. I don't have 3 listed for me, but who in the chat here while we're waiting? Who did 2 out of 3 top step reset forms so far? I think we did an hour close already, so this is very, very bullish on the hourly time frame now. We close above this hourly gap here. So a few people did 2 out of 3. I don't think I'm gonna do it for future. If they're gonna continue doing this, I was under the impression that you just fill out one full form and then you get it. I was like, okay, that's nice, free reset. And I was like, that's why I was sharing in the group chat or in our Discord. I'm like, fill out the form. But then they said something about like having to do 3 forms to sit through the whole live stream. That is something extra. If I'm looking at short, I might just play on ES though. This is interesting. The 5-minute candle is right there. Hit the equilibrium so far. This is so slow, man. 4,800 longs. I think I want to pop under 130, so let the 130 open, and now I really want to press it up. So I want it to probably take out more liquidity here, down here at 4,796, and then if we can climb back up, that's where I'm gonna really press longs. 4,800 longs though. Let me see. I mean, it's good retrace, but if we're that close already, 3 more points lower, I would rather let it do that first. But this is not fun. If Wednesday Brian puts it at new highs, I mean, I'm pretty sure we marked 6 win streak today, or this since January, so I'm not sweating too much. I'm disciplined at least, which is nice. Really not doing anything here. I guess in the meantime with the chop though, I was just kind of scalping very, very little just to log some days in and try to get one of my eval was like only $100 for passing, so I got some done while we were like carrying bullish bias. I just kept on buying every retracement, but that's the only thing we could really have. I kind of see this rejection block on the ES here. If we can close above the 50% wick, we'll press higher. But we already hit the -2.5 objective. Let's just see. Just nothing like actionable where I would execute though, which is the problem. Just really grinding up here, which is not doing much for us. Still pressing higher. I'll close this 5 minute. It's not useful anymore. 5 minutes still alive on the breaker. Joseph said, when you shorting? I'm answering when there's a reversal pattern. When it does something like this, it makes a high, a higher high, close below. Ideally, we tap inside. That'll be the first, like once there's a bearish breaker that's forming, which is nice for us because even though this is a counter trend trade, if we short here, since there's no long entry that has been given, I'm looking at longs if we get a break under 130 candle time. That's where I'm more excited with longs. But we can look for shorts now. We just need to see the structure. Even if it's low time for structure, I might actually go for it just because we already hit some targets here. So it's pretty exciting to see what we could do. But I'm not trying to short blindly. That's why you see me not taking in any trades yet. I've been pretty idle for the longest time. I think I heard a bell from Top Step. Maybe they're about to do the Top Step reset. I heard something because I have it in the background. But we'll see. They might release the top sub reset after the guys finish talking. He's explaining book maps. I have it in the background, so I heard like I think something that probably signifies that we might get the top sub reset for him. I'm kind of only doing it just so I can share with everyone. I don't need more counts or need more resets, but it gives you a week to use it, so like I might just throw away somewhere or use it somehow. I think they said there's a reset coming next hour. Yeah, it's gonna be power hour. I agree with that. You think we're reaching the 200 EMA on 5 minute? I haven't been using EMAs at all, except the 2 minute grab, which I don't know if it's on. Is it on? Oh, I just have indicators not visible. This is the only thing. It's like a wave of EMAs. I forget what is all that 33 EMAs. I think there's a lot of people who use it in our group that does very well with it. It's good for trends, and we're looking at close above and under. It's something I don't watch too much, but like since a lot of people use it in my group, because there was like a person who kind of like had a strategy with it, based on like if it closes above or under and holding for big targets. Right now, based on that, the only EMAs right now we're above the green, so like we're still going higher and higher until we close under the red. It's not something I really try to push to you guys or most people. Someone is spamming something about Bitcoin. That's interesting. It's like a spam bot. I'm just gonna see if I mute that person. Alvaro said, would you say PM trades are lower probability than AM trades? I'm gonna respond in the chat and in the thing. I would argue PM is more consistent for the most part. I meant to say is just because sometimes AM is very sloppy, but PMs can be sloppy also as well. But just because there's no entry in our model, that I can't say anything about this. It's just been a clear buy model. But sometimes AM would give you that setup, but since it's very volatile, you might not actually get it where it'll hit your stop and be more messy. So if someone asked me like which one is more like, or which one would you have a better win rate on, I would probably say PM session. Like if you're trading 1 to 3 and stop at power hour, because it's less volatile, and when it's less volatile, I'm answering text as well, so other people can hear it. But yeah, kind of answer that. I think PM is less volatile than AM. We all know that, right? And then, but PM would also have less setups. So even though there's less setup, we haven't got a setup where we took the entries yet. There was a course of time. If you watch me lately, I've been live streaming in the morning, I think since November. But there was a time when I was only streaming and live trading in the afternoon from 1 to 3. And I think it was like July to September, like 3 months, 2.5 months. And I had the longest win streak. It was like 18 wins with no loss or something. And just trading 1 to 3, that 2-hour kill zone. If there's some people who've been around in the group for that long period of time who's still watching right now, then I think they would know. Like I think it was August or July. It was one of them where it was the longest win streak. And if you guys know how I trade, like if you've seen me live trade, like I'm giving the trade idea ahead of time where everyone will get the same trade. It's not like some other people where they're like sell market here, buy market here, and like it might be late. Like no, we're walking through it and we're giving the trade idea way in advance. So hopefully that answered that. Just because PM is not giving setups doesn't mean it's bad necessarily. It's only bad when they give you setup and they take your stops just because that setup doesn't work. So that makes it more low probability. But yeah, it's also tendencies. Like it could be different months have different change. Maybe we can look at PM session yesterday while we're waiting for us to make a low. I'll go on the 1 minute actually. Let's just go to 1 o'clock yesterday and see if we get anything. I'll delete this, delete this, delete this. Okay. Wednesday was yesterday. This was a Wednesday. Let's take a look just so we know what we're playing. This was Wednesday yesterday. So when we start streaming at 1300 was 1 p.m. We're slow grinding up. This was a clean breaker. Was this a breaker? I don't think it might be a breaker. It might be a breaker on ES. I just marked it. I don't know if we traded live yesterday. PM, I forget now. But we made a nice low there. Equal highs taken. Do we have any good reversal? We made a reversal here. No retracement. This would probably be the inverse trade here. Since we close higher. I guess, yeah, the Wednesday was not good. But Wednesday we already know is not going to be good. Just because we had, it's a day before CPI. But Tuesday, I feel like Tuesday was something we did. Let's just check again. So there's 12 o'clock here. 1 o'clock is right here. 1 o'clock we open up ripping. I think this is where I left the live stream, but we had it. 1 minute FUG that left behind. This is probably a very low time bullish breaker. If you break a 30-second, so we pulled it up. We made a stop hunt here, close above higher. Like I said, 30-second probably makes this a breaker, not in the 1 minute. And then the retap here, which is an OT entry. Going up from here to here. It should be the opposite, but you know what I mean. That would have been a very good entry there. Near the 130 time. I would probably look at the 130. Let's see where we open at 130. 130, we open up here, so it's like a little drop below. That'd have been a very ideal entry. Anything else? Equal highs, nothing. I'm just kind of skimming through it. We made a low here, made a lower low. Retraced back into a bearish breaker that kind of closed nearly up there. I wouldn't even consider that too much. Just a lot of consolidation here since close. So like that was only one good setup. And I think Tuesday was a very good stream on, at least on the AM. So like I think this week AM has been very, very nice. But other sessions, other weeks, PM has also been very nice. So far, this might be the first day. Might be the first day we not get a trade on stream. if you're disciplined and you want to trade with me, then like you should not be trading anything. If you're trying to trade the PM session, there's no entry. You could win, but I'm just saying like if you're trading with me, just like the last 5-6 streams, we had 6 wins and no losses. Each day usually had a winning trade. So like, if you're trying to replicate my results, no trade. So yeah, just because I don't see anything that's actionable. Like I said though, there's only like just like an OTE entry, just retaps here. It's something I was watching, and every time we just kind of retrace back down higher. So like we know it's a buy model, right? Since we already considered that this lunch hour was doing the manipulation, and we had the 5-minute bullish breaker, which ripped it up. This buy model is really trying to push it up, and it looks like it's heading to the -4 standard deviation, and then we can eventually get back to the data highs. Let me ask this: who is watching and trading with me, but haven't made a trade for PM yet? Someone said 3 drive here. Let me see. Where is a 3 drive you're referring to? I don't really see a 3 drive. Oh, there's actually a lot more engagers than I thought. Sometimes when there's no chat messages, I don't think like there could be people like left their computer on and stuff. But the way I trade, I trade the unicorn, the breaker model. That's my main model. And if you're trying to replicate exactly my results, which is literally like 100% win rates in January so far, you're gonna have to suffer days or sessions where you don't get a trade. There were some setups that worked well AM, like we even saw here, right? We talked about it already. And the 5-minute here. But I just took that off because it's CPI and I didn't want to risk my funded. So there's gonna be some days where I think it's more volatile and more risky, and like especially if I'm on a win streak with my funded accounts. Like, I'm gonna share the results soon after getting more payouts. And I'll show like all my fundeds, and you'll see like there's no red days on it just because we've been so consistent on it. And whoever followed the results would get the same thing. I'm also gonna be posting every trade in the Discord though. If you're in the Discord, look at the future alerts. This is what I shared so far. I'm bullish bias since where was it? Since 883. We're like 70 points higher. I was looking for an entry. I was probably looking for an entry in this 5-minute. But if we got that, I would alert that. So for those who like don't want to sit through this and still want my same entry, I'll alert that. And like usually, since we're trading in advance, you will get the same entry still. Looks like we are tapping the -4 standard deviation. On NQ, which is the final projection target on the 1-minute, we still have higher if we're looking at the 5-minute target. Wow, we're just shy 2 ticks from my standard projection, which I don't know if it's accurate because someone said they got 2 ticks lower. I did control it though. We have 30 more minutes. If there's a trade, I think I'm gonna like if it's 5 minutes before power, and I'm waiting for the setup. I'm probably not gonna take it. But if we get the setup like before that, we'll go for it. We'll go for it. Hmm. Do you know who Nor Trades is? I think if I'm thinking the same person, I believe he's more of a furu than a real trader. Because, or like, he could be a profitable trader, but he's trying to sell you something more than like trying to trade with you. If the 1 minute FEG at 11:37 flips inverse, would that be an okay entry for long tight stops? 5-10, let me see. 11:37. You're looking at the 1 minute? 11:37. Are you looking at Eastern time? Oh, so are you talking about 11:38? There's no FEG at 37. Oh, PST. What is that in Eastern time? Is that hour ahead? Or is that 12:37 my time? I don't know anything about 2:33. Okay. So you're 3 hours behind. Okay. 2:33. You look at 2:33, not 2:37, right? Yeah, 2:33. Okay, yeah. You're looking at this inverse here, and you're trying to. Where would your entry be? Because are you looking for? I don't think this works well because the inverse would. We're not really taking any liquidity, and if you. I'm assuming you're looking long, so like if it close above, you're looking for longs now. I don't think it's any good entry around here. Yeah, you're looking long. Yeah, I don't think it's a good entry. It's not even a good inverse to me. Like we can mark that out. There's nothing about this is a good entry because you're going for these highs. We already kind of went under it, which is not even good. -4 standard deviation projection tapped here. Just unfortunate that we didn't get an entry. We might this. So I see a 3 drive forming now. If we get a close under, especially heading the -4 standard deviation projection, and we might even. Did we just double top here or did we take it? We might get a kind of a retracement downwards. Let's see. This is a double top. That's. We don't have to take it, but let's see. Let's see if we get the pattern right. Okay. Oh, it's SMT then. Shit. Let me see if we can take this trade or not. Took internals here, which is a very good move up. And then we're like kind of in the new week open gap. Do you guys stop buying that 4 standard deviation projection? No. Oh, it's Dave. No. That's just since I was long biased. I was looking for that as a target. But there was no entry for me since I'm trying to trade breakers as my main model and having a defined system. I just didn't have any entry model. But this is what I was looking for. I was looking for a structure like this and then retap back into down here when I was hopping on live at 1 to come up. But I haven't taken a single trade yet today or this PM session. So for me to go short here, I need to see something like this. It could close under and then a retap inside of it. And then I'll probably target this low here. No, but I guess to your, if you're asking something like that, I'm looking for a potential short and low time frame to retrace back into a discount for higher prices, because we're in a buy model, which I'm probably looking for data highs. That's what I've been showing since starting the stream, but I haven't got a good long entry with my model, which is unfortunate. But there's a 3 drive, so it's a kind of reversal pattern right now. We'll see if this works or not. Let's see. I just need to see us get a substantial close under the first one first. I'll put this to the side here. But it's a very boring day in the PM session. Unless you got along down here, which is I was going to go for, but we weren't open there yet. So the way I'm looking at this, I'll kind of replicate how it's moving here. It's doing something like this right now. And if we get a close under that previous high, this is where I'll tackle it. But this might be the first potential short entry if we get a close under. But we haven't got that yet, so no short. Still no long because I'm not buying at premium. Yep, no entry yet. No nothing yet. A very, very bullish move upwards. Nearly approaching 3 p.m. power hour. We might get something happening. I just want to see it before the power hour move. But lots of rejection happening here. We already got the 3 drive forming. Let's get a good close down here. Just a slow grind up still. Just very little retracement since I started streaming. If I was streaming a little bit earlier than kind of the 1:30, 1:15 time, like ever since we started like 107 here, I think this is the only entry that I could have done, but I would argue like something down here would have been better. But we just slow grind up. Just there's no entry for me to try to hop on there. Let's do a 5 minute. I'm gonna have to close some of this. Just really grinding up, huh? I mean, it's not a problem, but we're not getting entries. That means we're not getting losses. And I would much rather be sitting on hands and getting in a trade that I do not like or the risk score is not in my favor. I said in the chat, top step reset form should be coming shortly. It's only if you did all 3 forms. If you did only 2, or if you only did 1, you missed one. You apparently you don't get it. So we took out this equal highs here, which is the buy side. Still pushing higher. Like I said, I wanted to try short, but I needed structure to show a reversal pattern, which is a good close under here, and that would probably target this low here. But we didn't get that, so no entry, no setup, no entry. You're talking about the dollar. Let's see. Yeah, the dollar has been falling, and if you don't watch dollar, the way that you look at it is inverse with the market. So if the dollar's going down, market comes up, and the market comes up, like how CPI dropped, the markets come down. So we're still grinding down the dollar too. There's a good watch there. But it's a very good call that we were bullish bias, which prevent us from shorting blindly. Maybe some people would think shorting every time we hit internal highs, or if there's like a FVG somewhere, we're confident that this is a buy model already. Ever since the 1 p.m. stream started, just no entry though, which usually I would want to focus more on getting an order block or FVG entry. That's why I argued this is probably the only entry I would have taken. The others, there's nothing that I would have been interested in, since it's just too slight of a retracement. This one maybe just because we're tapping this order block and we hit an OTE entry. And if I was targeting up here, yes, but I think it's too risky still. Just because I think that move up, we already swept this internal, and we're within the breaker. We haven't closed above it. So the 5-minute bearish break was still holding us back. But now that it's invalidated, we have more room to rise. Let's just get this last form on top step so I can turn them off though. It looks like top step. One of the guesses long in this push right now. It's very aggressive. I guess he's more of a momentum trader, which I don't hate on. I don't hate on any strategy, even if you're using VWAP, EMAs, or supply and demand. I would rather just look at the results. And I think he said I'm looking at the top step right now. He's long at 71, 72. 672 or 972, 974, 974. Let's just see though, because he's doing it live in front of everyone, and it's a very momentum trade, which is curious about. His 74 entries that's pretty good right now, it looks like. It's just very aggressive since he's kind of buying the breakout. And it looks like he's hitting it. Nice, girl. Well done for him. I don't know what he sees. Maybe he's looking at a break equal high here and a breakout there. Still the buy model. I guess like it's like a lot of these are hindsight, depending on if you actually trust the buy model where you're long in at premiums, which is fine if you're looking at a higher time frame. It would have been better. Could I have done anything on the 5 minute? I don't think I could really. It's still very, very tight for me. Like the way it's moving, it's just slow grind up and very, very minimal move. We're chasing back down to get an entry. That's where I'm kind of stuck with. But there's nothing wrong with sitting on hands because our profit and loss would definitely appreciate it when we don't trade like 20 trades a day instead of just focus on quality over quantity. your portfolio would appreciate it for sure. Is Dixie still falling? Yeah, Dixie is still dumping. We're probably going for these 830s there. And he looks like he's back from injury. He's watching the money flow index. Is that the book maps? I'm not sure what money flow index is. But I don't know the risk reward. Like, if you took a trade at 72, 73, 972, 973, where would your stop be? Because you're kind of hoping for the continuation momentum to rip through it, and I wouldn't be comfortable with a stop at 957 because I can see that coming down. That's already like 15 points. But he did get a good like a 10-point spike there with a momentum move. I'm not sure if he did break your stop or whatever, but oh, I think the top step reform is happening. Yeah, so like he just said he got stopped on it, which is fair because he was up 10 points, but I think he was going for like 20 points and probably a 10-point stop there. I think just like too risky to take that type of trade in my eyes. But I'm kind of going for that A+ setup. Why is this like a megaphone pattern? Does this line up? That is crazy. I hate when it lines up so well. Because it's usually a hindsight thing, but I'm just gonna put it there just for fun. I'll put it on ES2. Let's see if they do the top step form. Yeah, very risky who buys at top. Yeah, that's like, this is a prime example. Like, I'm not questioning his strategy because he's claiming to be a profitable trader. I don't know much about him, but he long at 972, 973. It went up 10 points, but now it's down like 20 points. And if he did that anywhere else, it'd been fine. But I guess he wanted to do it at the breakout here, which is difficult. Oh, yeah, looks like we nearly tapped the New York Open. Yes, we tapped it and came back down. Nice, okay. We might get a breaker set up, but I'm going to stay on till the form comes, the reset forms, which should come in a few minutes. Let me reset. Let me refresh my screen so I can share it live. Oh shit, no. I rewinded me back to the start of the stream. They refresh again. Yeah, type in the chat when they release their reset form. Let's see if we get something like this. Rejected off of previous high of day. Is that so? $9.83. Oh, no way. That is actually pretty precise. $9.83. You are correct on that. Wow. This is what I'm kind of looking at. I kind of drew exactly with the line up. This is the high of here. We're going to high here. If we can close like somewhere deep down here and retrace back up, this would be an OTE entry with a bearish breaker. Let me check the 30-second. Maybe there's already structure made. Because we have lower liquidity here, which I would like to try shorts, but I want to see confirmation first. Unless we get a retrace back to like 966, somewhere up here. I feel like a good risk reward. Some highs up here. Looks like we're about to break here. I think I would want to retrace back into here though. It just depends where it wants to go. But that's interesting that the guy from Top Step TV, Rips I think was his name, he was longing like nearly the high of the run. That if this is the top here, he's going for a break right there. Very bold. Oh, now he's taking short. Oh wow, this is a momentum move. Let me see. He took a short at 947. Okay, I'm kind of looking the same thing. If we get a close under though, so I'm using an if-then statement model. He's kind of going for the breakout move. Which is kind of like a retail mindset, I feel like. No hate against that, but since he's doing so well, I just want to observe, like real time, since he's taking these type of trades, how it's working for him. Let's get a sweep under here. I'm just going to prepare it ahead of time. And we got a sweep under. We nearly got it for ES as well. This is more interesting. I'll probably do my breaker like that. It's a kind of estimation, but I'll, oh yeah. So it looks like the guy on Top Step TV is making big money there. But now the breaker is set now. If it comes back up, I'll play it. I'm going to delete this, or I'm going to move to the side, actually. This is the structure I was going for. I need to see it kind of at least near equilibrium. But it's coming tapping back there. I think NQ just did a more sharp dump, though. I'll just do like an estimation of the breaker because it's kind of tough to draw it like that. I'm going to do the top of this candle all the way down to this low of a candle. Not sure if I want to take this on live, though. Looks like Sleepy is looking for a 944 short. He said don't long premium and then long premium add more. Is that what the guy on Top Step TV said? So in this case, I kind of want this equal high to be taken first, if we can, and then we can dump. And I'm hoping it'll be a wick above, and then the candle close within the breaker. But yeah, the way that the guy's trading, like he made a loss trying to long premium, and then he shorted real early, which worked out. But as a very momentum trader, I guess it's working well just because it's the way that CPI is moving. We're very trendy in one direction, and if it works for him, it works for him. I'm just trying to control my risk because I wouldn't want to do a entry in the breaker just because it really got the OTE. I can definitely see it doing a pop above, and you look on ES the weaker one, and Qs might be moving a little higher. I would probably even argue, let's see, ES still weaker on the day. I might even be taking the trade on ES. So like, let's say like something like this. It's just, I'm gonna place it right there for now, but depending on where we go, I'll change it. But my stop, this would be nice here. 3 points, 2.5. Okay, I'll move this a little bit lower then. That'd be perfect. 48.15. That'd be enough. So what I would need is a pop above the breaker, just to give it a wick. But it's a very harsh breaker just because we're consolidating here and then we manipulate it. So what we could see here is this is more of a red box here. What is this? This is kind of what I'm trying to do. Maybe if it retaps inside here, that'll be ideal for a short entry for me, just because we're trading power. Looks like we're rejecting from the breaker already. I'm trying to get a good entry on it so I can have a nice stop, a controlled risk. especially when we're trading 315 power hour already. But we were just shy of it, it looks like. Let's just see how we fare below 938 though. But it's a very nice breaker entry. I'm using this kind of like an inverse FVG since we didn't get a regular FVG. This is the favor I got that broke us to the highs. But we use as an inverse retap in. Just missed the equal highs. I wanted to see it kind of do a tap over. Didn't do that, obviously. Did anyone take the short on ES though? I think ES was more clean in my opinion, but NQ definitely tapped though. NQ actually tapped the equilibrium on the dot too. We want to look for, if we're looking for short, we're looking for equilibrium above if we want to take our standard low risk short or low risk entry model. Matt Cruz said I took 947. Yeah, so like the middle of the breaker. Kind of risk like 8 points. That's like a little bit more risk than I would be comfortable with. But since it worked, I'm sure you have a different eye in that. But like, I don't know where your stop would be. Would your stop be like above 957? Because that nearly tapped it. It could have tapped you out and then directed downwards. At the bare minimum, I would probably look for entry above 950 inside this 1 minute FAG. I took 948, then broke even and got scared. Yeah, it took a bit more heat on that, and once you brought up the 957. Well, that's what I wanted to happen. If that happened, I would have been more comfortable for the entry. I would have took that and probably put a stop. A 10-point stop would have been perfect already. On ES, I would have been more favorable here. The form is about to come out too. This would have been my target if I got the entry, though. Been my first target, I've been breaking a stop on it. Or my main target, I would say. And one minute close above 53.75 was my stop. Oh, so you're looking at close above. So yeah, that's pretty good too. It's very similar to what I would have done. A close above 56, 956, just because that's the breaker close above. Very similar, but that would kind of like allow for more risk. Say it doesn't close above, but we just give a spike. It could have spiked to like 963. That would have been like 20-point stop already. $12 max. Okay. As I see it then. $20 points from entry, and I broke even. I believe Sleepy, you said 947. You nearly got stopped. Oh, I don't know where your stop is actually. If you're doing a 10-point stop, I think you would have nearly got stopped there. I was going for a little bit higher, but things don't usually go to an ideal situation. Yeah, 948. I did stop loss 10 points. I don't know. I feel like this was very plausible. We just do a spike to 960 and then come back down. With the power of volatility especially. Definitely have equal highs now too. Has the form been dropped yet? I don't know why they're holding out the form for so long. So this is like very classic accumulation here, manipulation and distribution. We literally nearly got an entry model at 3:15, like in power hour. Well, we missed it by just like a little bit, just a tad bit. Let's see if we get close above this wick here. If we get close above and come back under the breaker, I might actually just buy it on live just to show to target up here, and then I'll flip it while we're waiting for the form. Let's see, it's kind of close in 5 seconds here. Yeah, we do. You like kind of close. So like, if this doesn't take the high, that's high wick here. No, it does already. It's so risky with where we're this deep in power hour, especially when we're so bullish narrative. I don't know. I would not recommend taking this unfunded, at least at the very least. But yeah, 10-point stop. I mean, if you're doing 1 mini, risking how much? Got equal lows though. I don't know. I just feel like something like this would be decent. 960, just a standard 10-point stop. But I just want to see if this plays out though. Something like that. I feel like it's low risk. Where's this format? Let's just do it on screen here if we can get it. I'll just do like a few trades like that, and then we'll see. I'm not gonna take this on my real account though. No, I'm not gonna take it. We're past my kill zone. We're way past it. They're gonna send the form at 359. That's so dirty. But like, this is kind of like what I'm looking at. Like, pop over relative highs. It's just because the breaker here is more difficult. It's like more a estimate to the ES breaker is like more clear though. Yeah, I wouldn't even want ES to go too high up. Even the top of the breaker would have been fine. This is just what I would have taken if it was my kill zone, if it did what I want to. Let's see. There's one. I'm gonna get killed here. My confidence when I'm trading near power or like during power, matter of fact, is not as high as when I'm trading my kill zone because you're now you're out of your comfort zone. Wait, why can't I do this? I'll just do it for the live stream. I'm not taking this. I'll take this in chat. I'm gonna type it just so people who come late or don't see what didn't hear. I'm not taking this unfunded. I'm not trading this. I'm just doing this on just to see if this would play out while we're waiting for the top step reset form, which I think all of us, lots of us, got the form. I don't want people to get like you gotta hear my voice and you gotta see the screen. I think it's very clear that I'm not trying to do anything right now. Because look at this, we're 330 right now with bullish narrative right now. The only I was looking was a short for a retrace downwards. This is a lower short, but since the kill zone's way past what we want, it's more difficult. Only I'm willing to do this is on eval, which I'm on right now. Let's just see how this plays out. But I have my max stop here. It's about 10 points. Looks like we got the fill on ES as well. But getting this entry is a good OT entry as well. Oh, look at that. I took this on the eval here, just one, just to see how it goes. But it's 200, nice. Any of this trade I'm taking right now, I'm not gonna count on my recaps or anything. So we're still gonna be a 6-win streak. This is not gonna be the 7th win streak. This is already clear that we're not taking it, but I mean, 10 points already from 960. That's the 1-1 achieve. Oh, that's the bell. That's the bell. Equal lows here. I'm gonna delete this buy curve, or should I just move it side? Maybe I'll move it far to the side. There we go. Yeah, if you want to be the most consistent trader, trading your funded, you wouldn't trade outside your kill zone. You want to be comfortable. Oh, there's a form. Let me do my thing. And I'll send in the chat. That's nearly 15 points there, guys. For the visuals. For the visual, baby. I'm doing the top set reform. Let me send it in chat if no one did already. Form is up, yeah. How do I send the form link? Here. See if I can get that. There we go. Okay, I did not perform. How does this trade play out? Let me just see the P&L on this trade. If I got my entry at 960 here, 15 points with how many risk is that? 3.5 risk. Did anyone take that trade, by the way? I'm just asking because I'm telling you right now, I didn't take the trade. But I'm more asking if you kind of understand why I took that trade in that area. If this was in my 130, 140, like 1 to 3 kill zone, I feel like this would have played out really well. Yeah, just on paper, not like kind of the same thing. Except I did it on eval, which is not much really, right? But I'm just showcasing, just so you guys can see, like, there was a few people that took the trade at like 947. I think that's too much risk. If you're trying to do like 10, 12 point stop, that's too much risk. I would rather increase my probability than lower my risk in the trade. I would at least insert in this first FVG. The second tap inside this breaker, definitely more risky, but we got equal lows. ES swept it, so there was an SMT there. And I was looking for these equal highs to be taken, remember? Remember how I talked about this here? I was looking for a pop above. We already kind of declared that this breaker is more iffy. This could be more like a box setup instead. So like if I draw like this and remove the breaker, maybe people can see it in my eyes more. Do I have a green box? Do I just... Maybe I was trying to do like this. Does that make sense now? Like, basically accumulation, manipulation, and then like we just try to distribute, but we're still distributing, so it's more like a box setup. But if you understand that, then you're gonna really excel with me. Did everyone do the bell to bell thing though? Because it looks like everything's there. Also another thing, remember we were talking about, wait, why does it say S here? Oh, I'm short, okay. We're looking at the weakness and the strength. We already know, NQ is the strength, A is the weakness. That's why I was more, liking the ES short. And if you see ES here, the breaker, we already discussed that. The breaker is more clean than NQ. NQ's is more of a shaky breaker. So if you got entry on where I was looking at it, where was it? I think I was looking at top this 14. You would have got like about 5 points. That's pretty good because you had no risk in that one. Yeah, I'm just gonna reiterate. I don't want to be that type of person where I'd be like, "Oh, this is a good trade, take it," and then like right before that, I was like, "Don't take the trade." I know some people do that. I don't want to do that. So we already said like most time, I'm not taking the trade unfunded. I was taking it more for visuals, and I'm not gonna count that on my recap. So we're still in the 6-win streak. But I can see this trade working out though. But press 1 if you understood why I wanted higher prices for short. This is like a very good reason to like, if you're watching me trade breakers, it's different from other people because I kind of do it in a unique way. I feel like I estimate breakers. I try to get the best entry as possible. And if it's anyone else, they could just be like, take the entry here within the breaker, put stop above. It's difficult like that. And I'm trying to really hammer it down where like we can get the best entry. It looks like a lot of people are into that. But definitely the best rule of thumb you want to use is just a simple fib, which is equilibrium at 0.5. You want to do it at premium if you're shorting. So some retail would think like 0.5 to 0.618, that's a golden pocket. Same thing as that. Optimal trade entry, OTE, whatever you want to call it, you want to have that incorporated in your trading model. And that's how I trade. And if at that point, if we're risking 10 points, I think we put our stop right here, right? 10 points. The moment it breaks above 10 points, you can look for TPs, 10, 15 points, and then just slap break even stop. So instead of here, I would have shifted down here now. Or it'll be break even stop if that hits me out. I think I actually got a top tick on my eval though. Is that not top tick? Like, who else is giving top tick entries like that? I'm pretty sure yesterday I also got another top tick entry on a breaker trade. Was it yesterday? This is, I didn't save the day. Yeah, like this. I think this was the entry here. Let me see it. 83, and like it went up like 2 points of heat and then straight down. That's the precision right there. I don't think anyone can do anything better like that with the way that we try to control our risk. But I think we're about to wrap up here. Look at my paper count. We're up to nearly 114K right now. Just every single trade that I take on stream, I kind of let it play out. I don't really take TPs, but that's how, I think there's been like 12 streams right now. That's how like I grew this account from 100 to 114K, kind of doing like large sizing. Like about six minis. The same way I would do my funded if I was copy trading it. How do you manage this in terms of our trims and moving stop to break even? I think I reiterate a few times. We have a 10-point stop, right? The moment it breaks 10 points, you're looking for TPs. It's situational based, but I'll kind of demonstrate here. We got filled up here. I think this would have been 15 points here, right? I think like basically it break below this internal here would have been okay already. And I'll probably look at that C wick here, which is kind of on the dot, which is ironic, but like around 10 of this 10 of 15 points, I would have took my partials, put break even stop. It would have nearly got my break even stop, which is unlucky sometimes. But usually for most cases, if this breaker wasn't that large, this is like a 16-point breaker. The moment we get close under the breaker, I'll put my break even stop. So it's very situational based. On ES, it's so much cleaner to do on ES. I didn't realize we retapped again on there. That might have been just unlucky. So I think the moment we get a close on the breaker, I'll take my TP here. So if I take on ES, 3-point stop, I would have took it a 4-point trim and break even stop. That might have tapped me out. I don't know. It might have not. In this case, it would have. And that'd be very unlucky because I would get tapped out at the very, very top. But that doesn't happen that much. Usually when we reject from a key level or breaker block, we don't really climb all the way back up. We go to the direction where it wants to lead to. So the moment it closes under the breaker is usually best case I put my breaker stop. Unless the breaker is large, then whatever TP I did, I'll do the breaker stop on. But I'll just share this, I guess. This is more like a box setup than a breaker, I feel like, on NQ, but ES is a very clear breaker. Let me just screenshot this so I can share it in my recast, but I'm not going to count it, just for educational review each day. It's very good to post these type of stuff. But that is going to wrap up the stream. Wish we could have taken a trade together. I'll see you guys tomorrow. It'll be on Discord. But no losses. Like, I don't think there's any, like, we're not even close to losing a trade. Like, at this point, it was like 2-point loss or 2-point heat. That's insane. I'm really happy about that. I think it's helping me because I'm more restrained when I'm live streaming, because I'm trying to help you guys be more disciplined, and it goes both ways. But I'm gonna end the stream here.